Hey, what's up, guys? This is Hardy Quest, and welcome to another episode of Hakutoshi Rambles. I like to use this video blog as an opportunity to answer questions for folks that might take more of an explanation or answer than is feasible for me to sit down and type it out to everybody. So this particular question I want to address today, I've gotten a few times, and it's what do I do for a strength and conditioning practice? So what I had to do was ask myself some questions and then design the practice around that. So I want to give you the three questions that I asked myself. One, where are you? Right? What condition are you in right now? How old are you? How conditioned or deconditioned are you at this point? Right? Do you have any injuries? Do you have anything that you've got to work around or any weaknesses that you've got to shore up? Two, what are my goals? Right? I want to know where I'm going. I want to know what I'm working towards. And we're going to have seasons in our life. Like you're going to have goals coming up. I've got a particular goal coming up that I really need to get my general cardiovascular and muscular and cardiorespiratory endurance up for. Right? You may have something like that. You may have a race coming up or a hike coming up or a lot of times people are they have a wedding coming up and they want to drop some weight to get into an outfit or something like that. But what I would recommend you do is very clearly define where you're going to go. And if you don't have like a specific event, that's okay. Like the goal can be being as optimally functional as possible, right? So just be honest with whatever that is. That's a complicated goal to strive for, right? And then the third question is you have to ask yourself is what do you have at your disposal? Now, fortunately for me, I'm a personal trainer. I own a dojo, so I have access to a space or a couple of spaces and a lot of equipment that I can use to, help me reach those goals, right? So for me personally, I like to use these long loop resistance bands like you see some people at gyms using them to assist with pull-ups. I really like body weight exercises. And then, for me, again, the other thing that I have access to and is a big part of my goal is I have people to train with, or I have the martial arts opportunity to build my conditioning. Now, one of my good friends is very fond of saying, as a martial artist, seek the martial arts solution to the problem that you have. So in this case, if like a general conditioning improvement is what's needed for me, I'm going to try to do that primarily on the mat. So I'm doing a lot of jujitsu, right? I'm rolling a bunch. I'm drilling a bunch. That rolling is giving me that the opportunity to get that cardio in. We're doing it for 5 to 6 minute rounds. So we're doing these high intensity intervals, spending a good bit of time doing a mobility sort of warm up and routine, a lot of core training to make sure that I don't get injured. And all of that's happening on the mat. So considering that, I've got that's part of that where I'm at thing. And then I've got that goal. One thing that I'm sort of missing is the strength development part of that. So that's what I focus on for me. That isn't always the case. At the very beginning of 2020, when COVID was starting, jiu-jitsu sort of cut off for me. So in that case, I needed that general fitness development and I didn't have the mat there for me. But what I did have is access to some of the traditional weapons that we train with. So I did a lot of bow staff and sword practice, and that allowed me to focus on some mobility, some range of motion, some static strength development, some explosive power development with the striking. So again, I tried to use my martial arts to provide the solution to my problem. So that's what I would encourage you to do, friends. Check out yourself very honestly. What have you got going on? Where are you? Identify a point, a goal, a destination, something to strive towards, and then assess what have you got in your toolkit? What weapons do you have to attack that target? Right. So if you can answer those three questions, then it'll be fairly easy for you to design a program. You've got to figure out the facets of fitness that are covered, the ones that are needed, and then the ones that you can develop on your own. And then if you can't, seek out other sources of information to see how I structure my training using the equipment that I like to use. Check out the Next Phase training playlist on the Ninja Everyday YouTube channel. And you can see how I incorporate steel maces, sandbags, kettlebells, animal flow movements, tire flips, time at the shooting range, time on the mat, heavy bags standing up, heavy bags on the ground. And with that level of information, I believe you can design a program that will help you attack your goals, and most importantly, keep you from getting bored so that you can be consistent about your training. The most important thing that I have found over the years with regards to me achieving results from strength and conditioning training is consistent effort. Right? It's got to, and for it to be consistent, it's got to be sustainable, right? I am very guilty of pushing real hard to a point where I'm injured or hurt, and then I have to take these long breaks, right? But if I can be consistent and sustainable and able to train around the constant like tweaks and bumps and things that you get as a martial artist, then you too will achieve results. So I appreciate you sticking around and staying tuned to this. If you enjoyed this material, please, again, check out that Next Phase Training playlist. Be sure to smash that subscribe button so you don't miss anything else coming up. All right, friends, until next time, Ninja every day.